Afternoon, how are we? Here today to do my next design team project for the Trinket Parlour, and this week I thought I would make a mini album, but it's going to be a little dinky cute mini album, tiny one. So if you want to make one, these are the things you're going to need: a paper trimmer, a scoreboard, bone folder, double-sided tape, glue, a corner punch, that's optional, some scissors and a shim. Now a shim, I think this chipboard is 2mm, and what I've done is glued two together, and then when I do the covers I put this in between. I'll show you in a minute, but I put it in between and that gives you a nice gap to fold your book up. Okay, so but if you've got a good eye and can put things on straight, then you won't need that. So yeah, double-sided tape, some glue, scissors, corner punch. I'm just using, I don't know if you can see that. I've had it forever, it's falling apart, but we'll give it a go. Also, you will need a closure for your mini album. So I am going to use, here we go again, can't find the end. Is that it? I think I've got my glasses, hang on. Yeah. Right, should have opened this beforehand. Oh, there it is. See, it's amazing what you can see when you put your spectacles on. Right, sorry about all the noise and things. Right, so let's put them away. So this I'm going to use as my closure. Does that go all the way around? Somehow, I think. How does that go? I'm not even sure how it goes. Oh, right, like that. So yeah, I thought I'd give that a go for a closure. And you will also need, this again is optional, if you don't want to dangle anything from the spine of your album, then you won't need this. So, but I've got this from Trinket Parlour, and I've also got one of these. If I can get in it. Where's my scissors? Oh, now. So I'm not sure which one I'm going to use, but I thought I could put that on the spine as well. And dangle a charm from it. So I'll do the dangle at the end and show you how to put one of those together if you're not sure. And I will decide when I'm making it which of those I am going to be using. So clean my rubbish up. You will also need some chipboard. As I said, I'm using this 2mm chipboard that I got off eBay. And these are going to be your covers. So you need 2 of these. And you're going to cut them at 3.5 by 4.5. And that's in inches, ladies. Okay. No centimetres going on over here because I don't do centimetres. So everything will be in inches of some form or the other. So you want 2 of those for your covers. And then for your spine, you want a 2" by 4.5 inch. Okay. So then that will go like that to make your book. Okay. So that's that. For your pages, you're going to need some cardstock of your choice. I'm using white. because it's Shabby Floral month on the Trinket Parlour, so I thought I'd try a bit of shabbiness today. So your pages, you need 6, and you're going to cut them at 3 1/4 by 8 3/4. Okay, so you've got this, and you on an A4 sheet of paper, I've got 2 pages, so economical. Then once you've cut your papers, what I do is I do it in like a production line. I do my chipboard, then cut my pages, and we're going to have some pull-outs and cut everything, get everything ready so that all you've got to do is assemble it. Okay, it's the quickest and easiest way. When I first started crafting, I spent months, and I mean months, making mini albums because I didn't have a clue. I watched YouTube videos and everything, but yeah, it took me a while, even like under instruction, following tutorials and everything. I can put anything together, but to make it look pretty, I just find it really, really hard. I don't know whether it's because I haven't got much loveliness, which is changing now because I've got lots of loveliness from the Trinket Parlour. So yeah, I'm off out this afternoon because I'm going to a barbecue stroke wine o'clock event. So I'm going to get the mini album put together, and then I will decorate it afterwards. I like to leave that last because it takes me a bit longer, you know. So, but as it's wine time, I might not be in any fit state to decorate it when I get home tonight. So I'll probably do it tomorrow, which is Monday. As usual, I've left it to the last minute. So yeah, so that's your pages. 3 1/4 by 8 3/4. Score at 8 1/2 and 4 1/4. Okay, and you want 6 of those. Sorry, once you've scored it, this is your 4 1/4. This is your 8 1/2. Okay, and then what we're going to do, we're going to stick that together, and that will make your page, and then we will attach this bit to the spine. Okay, how cute is that going to be? I've been watching videos on YouTube again. Ginger, my sister Scrapper, and Alexandra M. They've made like a couple of ATC size mini albums, so this is what I'm basing that on. Roughly the same measurements, but as I say, I like to work in inches, and I don't like 1/8 for this and 3/8 of that, so I try and keep it as simple as possible. So that's the pages. Did I tell you the pull-outs? These are the pull-outs that are going to insert into your pages, because your pages are going to be pocket pages. So for these, you want them 3 inches by 8 inches, and you want to score at 4 inches straight down the middle, like so. And you want 6 of those, 1 for each page. What else will you need? You will need some extra white cardstock or whatever colour you're using to cover the spine. To cover the covers inside and out. And then you will want some designer paper or patterned paper, whatever you want to call it. I have must stop saying to use this. I don't know if you can see it. It's Heartfelt Creations, what's it called? Butterfly Medley. And it's really lovely, pretty, what I class as shabby, and probably the shabbiest papers I've got. So I did pull out another couple, my Mind's Eye, the Bloom collection, and another Recollections one, but I like this one because when you flip through it, you have these 6 by 6 inches that can be cut down and used for your pages. And, oh, there goes my glue. And then these little ATC size ones already in there. So And then they've got these, and some of your cardstock, once you've cut your papers, if you're using A4, you'll have some little mats left over like this that we can use as photo mats. Might have to cut them down a bit or put some more paper behind them, but look. So yeah, that's why I've chose that paper collection. Hope you can see that. I think that is it. So, oh, I didn't bring any extra white cardstock down. Hang on a sec, I will be back. How do I pause it? Hiya, I'm back. Let's have a swig of my tea. Right, I've got my paper. So before I put the album together, I just wanted to show the newbies. I don't want to teach the oldies to suck eggs, but for the newbies, I just want to show you how to cut and score your paper, okay? So you will need a trimmer, or you can mark it with scissors and a pencil and a ruler. You don't have to have a trimmer, cut it with the scissors, whatever you've got available to use, okay? So for the pages, if you've got an A4 sheet of paper, you will get 2 pages out of 1 sheet of paper, and then you will have a border left over. Keep that border. We may use them, we may not. We can use them as, you know, belly bands and that sort of thing, little pockets and what have you. But if we don't do that in this album, save them, because there's so many things you can do with your little scraps, making you know, embellishments, that sort of thing. So don't throw anything away. That's what I say, and I've got hordes of it. So, but anyway, that's a whole new video. Scrap bits of paper. I might do that in a few weeks. So I need to get my brain on that one. But we're doing this now. So for your pages, remember you need 6 of these. So put the short end of your paper at the top, and you want to measure along to 3 1/4 inches. Ooh. And cut, and then do the same again, 3 1/4 inches. This is your leftover band. As I said, keep that, pockets and that sort of thing. And then you want to cut your pages down to 8 3/4. And again, keep these for photo mats and things like that. That's one. 8 3/4. Okay. So that's your 2 pages. Put them there. And then for your pull-outs, again, you want 6 of these. Again, you can get 2 out of 1 sheet of A4. And these you're going to cut at 3 inches. I'm hoping this is all going to fit. We'll soon find out, won't we? So it might be an idea to watch the video before you actually do it. Because you never know what could go wrong. Okay, and then you want to cut these 3-inch pieces down to 8 inches. Again, keep the bits. 8 inches. So we'll finish with that. Now you want, ooh, lost my bang folder school thing. So don't need that. Now, for your pull-outs, simple. Put the long edge at the top. It's 8 inches. You want to score at 4. Okay. Hiya, sorry, my video just went off all by itself. I don't know why. I showed you, I think, the pull-outs score at 4 inches. Oh, Okay, so they're the pull-outs, and then the pages you're going to score at 4 1/4, which will be the middle, and then you're going to score at 8 1/2, and that will give you a little flap to close the page up. So same with this one, 4 1/4 and 8 1/2. All right. So then you're just going to burnish those score lines. Make sure your bits are all straight. Fold that little flap up. See? And then stick it together. That's your page with your little pocket here. And this side you attach to the Ujima flip, the spine. Okay? So do that for all 6 pages. Again, make sure they're nice and straight. Up with your flap. And then what I do, don't put any score tape or anything yet. No, because I think I use glue because I haven't got 1/4 inch score tape. Just, sorry, I'm rambling on. Just mitre your corners. Okay. For your pages, not your pull-outs, just your pages. Okay. So, again, you want 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 6 pages. And your pull-outs, nice and simple. Just make sure it's straight. Don't worry about little things like that because you can, the paper will cover it up. Okay, so there are your pull-outs. Two, 4, 6. Yeah. Okay. So that's all ready. Now we are going to do this. So the first thing to do is, I haven't got much score tape. I think I'll keep that for this morning. Will I do it all, do you think? It's best to use a strong glue or score tape or a strong double-sided tape. Do you know what? I get this from Sainsbury's and it's really strong stuff. So I tend to use them. I'd say it's as sticky as this. Well, maybe not as, but yeah, it's decent stuff. So stop rambling and get on with it. So all you're going to do, I'm only going to go around the edges for this. That's that one. It's fine. Okay. And then I'm just going to use this for the middle. that. Okay. Make sure that's down well. Alright. So that's that ready. We want some paper. Some cardstock rather, sorry. Didn't even check that it's going to fit. Of course it's going to fit. Look, loads of room. Okay. So I'd leave about an inch-ish gap at the bottom. And all you can do is stick it down. I am recording, aren't I? Hello? Yes, I am. Okay, that's the first one. So this is where I use my shim because, well no, I don't need it on the first one. As I said, leave a good border, get it as straight as you can. Put that one down. And then for your spine, do the same thing, take all your backing off. So you want to have a nice gap. I've made so many that don't close properly. And then just line it up, top and bottom. Making sure that looks a little bit longer, but yeah. And then just press it down. Okay, same again, use your shim if you need one. Line it up, top and bottom. Looks good to me. Okay. And I'm just going to trim that. I ain't great with scissors, so I'm actually going to trim it like that. Okay. I'll take a little bit off that end as well, just a sensation. Don't need that anymore. Get rid of your paper. I need my bin. I took my bin out to empty it and forgot to bring it back. Okay, get yourself organised, ladies, unlike me. Now, where's my big scissors? Here they are. Just give it a nice little bend up. Make sure it's going to go. Looks good to me. Should get a clean mat, really. That'll be alright, the paper will cut it off. Now, you're going to angle your edges. Let's see where we are. Okay. But you don't want to go right up to this chipboard corner. You want to leave a little, like 1/8 of an inch gap. So, I'll do it like that. Not quite straight, but you won't see that. Okay. And you'll see. So do that on all corners. I'll throw those away, I don't need to keep them. Excuse me. Okay, so then what I do is just bend them over, train them to go where you want them to go, like so. It's going to be so cute. Now with these corner bits, just use your bone folder or something and just push them in. Like that. Hopefully that'll stop you getting try not to rip it. Okay, so now we need, now you can either use glue but no, I'm going to use my score tape. Actually, I do need to keep some for the spine, but sorry, for the Ujima flip. What's it called? The binding. But I will have to use glue or something. So I'm going to put that there. And then just on the edges, inside, so it holds down nicely. You don't have to tear it at the joins, but I like to. Okay. Better to be safe than sorry, ladies. Don't want it falling apart now, do we? Okay, and then just go along your edges with your bone folder. And then push your edges up. And then that makes sure they're nice and close to the chipboard. And no wobbly gaps. Okay. Right, now you can take your papers off. Oh, actually, before I do that, And I learnt this trick off Tamika at Scrap the World. She does this as well. Again, don't cull it right up to the score line, leave a bit of a gap. And that just stops some of the bulk when you close your album up. Alright, so like that. Right, let's do this. Take all your backing off all the way around. I wonder how long this video, I never thought about how long it's going to be. I might do a two-parter. Make it all, put it all together, and then do a separate, well, I'm going to have to do a separate video anyway because I'm going out, so. Right. So again, use your bone folder, fold it over and burnish it down. Might need to push those bits up as well. Same here, push it over. Okay, and this one, push it over. Push that little middle bit up there. Burnish it down. Do that middle piece first. Oh, look, got ink on it from my mat. This is why I don't use white very often. I can't keep anything clean for 5 minutes. Alright, so do your top and your bottom first, ladies. Any gents that might be out there. And then do your corners. Didn't push that one in very well. And then again, just give it a little bend. How cute! Isn't it dinky? Oh, I love it. Oh, that is so cute. I'm going to just down there a bit more. That is well cute. So that is the outside of your mini album. Now, if you want to add, oh, and I know what I meant to say to you. These things here, this is what I'm thinking. Putting something on the spine here so I can hang a charm off it. But if you don't want to do that, pretty bow. That would fit perfectly on there. Cute. So, decision time. Decisions. No, I said I was going to do a dangle, so I'll do a dangle. But also what Emily's got in the Trinket Parlour is this. I love this. I absolutely love it. And that would look lovely. Hanging lots of prettiness from there. But I'm saving that for something else, so I'm not going to do that. Just teasing you ladies, just giving you ideas. And also this one as well. You could dangle something, it's like a little handle, but you could dangle something off that. It doesn't have to be a handle, does it? So all of that available in the Trinket Parlour, ladies. Okay, so what am I going to do? I am going to do a dangle, so I'm not going to use that. I'm not going to use that. So I've got this. Oh, that's for the closure. Or that. And I think I'm actually going to go with the handle because it colour matches better with the closure. Like so. So yes, that's what I'm going to use. So what I need to find are my brads that go in there. Got those, didn't I? How many's there? 1, 2. I'm not going to use all those. What do I think? I think 2 would do. It's got like 6 holes, but right. Hang on a sec. I am going to find my brads. Got my brads. So I'm all ready to go for that. Now, what you need to do is choose which paper you're going to have for your front and back covers and your spine. For this, I'm actually going to use a sheet of 12 by 12 rather than the little ones because I want to keep the little ones for the inside pages. So, this is my plan. This I'm going to have on the back. This I want on the front. And this I want on the spine. So I've got to cut that now. So you need a trimmer. Put that in there for a minute. You know, I didn't measure these beforehand. I should have done really. Sorry. Thought I was being organised, but I'm not that organised really. Anyway. So we are going to cut this paper at with the although we cut the chipboard at 3.5, by the time you've wrapped the paper around it and left the gaps in the middle, it actually makes the spines 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 5/8. Okay, so we are going to cut our paper, I think at 3.5 first, and see how that goes. 3.5 by. Now there isn't anything added to the length because we haven't added anything, so we're going to cut the paper 4 3/4. We can always trim it down. 4 3/4 by 3.5. Okay, for the front and the back. So the where's the pad? If I don't write it down, I'll forget. 4 and no. What did I say? See, I forgot already. 4 1/4, I think. No, 4 1 2 3/8. So it's 4 3/8 by 3.5. by 3.5. Okay. Right, how am I going to do this? I'm going to do the bottom piece first, and I need that at 4 3/8. So 4 and 1 2 3/8. Ooh, look at that. 4 3/8 by 3.5. Oh, it's going to cut me a bit off, look. Right, what I'm going to do, should I say 3.5? I don't want to cut into my butterfly. So I'm going to cut it there, and then take some off this edge. So 3.5. I need a new, oh well, it adds to the shabbiness, doesn't it? Right, so that's my front cover. Now for the spine, I need, right, that should be the right length. So it's a 2-inch spine. The chipboard is 2 inch, so it's just over. So I'm going to do it at 1 7/8. I think I'm going to have this side with all the script. So 1 and 1 2 3 4. Yeah, it's just one notch onto 2. Okay, so that's your spine. That will go on like so. Can you see that? And this is my front cover, and that will glue down there. So now I just need a back bit. Now, do I waste my other half of my sheet or just use this? I think I'll just use this. Yeah. So this needs to be cut at 4 3/8. 4 and 1 2 3/8. No, it doesn't. 3.5. Sorry. Told you mistakes could happen along the way. So those will go back, front, like that. Okay. So then to one side, move that. Now what we need to do is put the spine on first. Now do I shabby the rest up and ink it, or do I think I'll just shabby that up a bit more. Oh! So all the edges are the same. Better. So what we're going to do, we're going to put the spine on like this, and then we are going to attach our hanger there. And the reason we're doing it now is because the brads will come through, and then we can put the binding over, and that will cover that up. Okay, so you will need a pokey tool, whatever you use. If you don't have one, these are available at the Trinket Parlour. So I've bent mine and all sorts, but it's brilliant. So I'm going to decide where I've got my brads. I've got 6 brads because there's 6 holes, but I don't think I'm going to need to use them all, because I could then just put some bling on the other pieces, because I'm thinking just put one there and one there, because it's only a little album. It's only going to have a little dangle hanging on it. But we will see. First of all, I am going to glue my paper down. Well, I'm not going to glue it. I'm going to use this. Okay. If it overlaps, just take a piece off. Doesn't matter. You need it nice and strong. Oh, bent the end now. Actually, I'm going to take both of them off. And one down the middle. Okay. Oh, there go my brads. That's my little scissors. Okay, right. Get the paper up the right way. And you are going to centre this in your spine. On your spine even. Like so. Okay. Make sure that's down properly. Okay. And now we need to make the holes for our little hangy thing. So I want it quite, do I want it over the paper? No, I want it about there. So I could put one there, and one in the middle down there, but then that would look, no, because I could put some bling there. I think I'll do that, you know. I'm going to put one in here. Is that nice and straight? I'm going to put one in there. And I'm going to put one in there. So once you've marked your places, just use your Ujimi flip poker to get that in. Make the hole. Sure there's an easy, oh god, broke it. That's because I'm not doing it properly. There, and where's my third hole there? Okay, so there's my holes. Here's my little flap. Make sure they're all in the right place. Now, I think I might add a dab of the old E6000 on the back as well. Ooh. Oh, just a little bit. Just to help keep it in place. Like that. And then get your brad. Oh, I made the hole big enough. But persevere, it will go through. Right, I need to make that one a bit bigger. And I need to straighten the ends out now because I've bent them. That's it. That one don't want to go in because I've bent it. Let's try another one. Is that big enough? That's better. And then one for the bottom. Sorry if I keep doing this off camera. You need to see what I'm doing. Again, that hole's not big enough, so I didn't put my brayer through enough. Not brayer. Pokey tool. Bent that one now as well. Right, where's my other one? I'll use that one. Make sure you make your holes big enough, ladies. For your, that's better. Okay. So I've just put one at the top there and one in the middle there, and then these spare holes, I will probably put some bling on them. Put some bling on it. So now what you want to do is make sure your brads are down properly. Just give them a little squeeze. Turn that round. Yeah, that's plenty strong enough. Plenty strong enough for a little dangle. Looks nice. I like it. I like it. Didn't centre it very well, but hey ho, it's done now. It will be fine. Okay, so now what we want to do is put our lid on our E6000. Have a little tidy up. I remembered my bin this time as well. So now we can put the binding over there and it will cover those brads. Just give them a good press down, make sure they're down properly. And then you won't get any bulk on your binding. Oh, I really like it. Really like it. Okay, so I'm not going to put the front and back cover on because I want to do the insides first, the binding. So what binding am I going to use? I think I'll do a Stack the Deck or Hidden Hinge. I think a Stack the Deck. Yeah, I think. So have I got cardstock for that? No. I will be back. Right, now we're going to do the binding. Okay, I've decided to use Kathy Orta's Hidden Hinge system. Okay, now you're going to have to bear with me because I don't do this very often, so I need to think. So the first score, we want 1 inch each side, and then we want the binding, and I want to leave, I want a 1/4 inch peak and a 1/4 inch gap. So by my reckoning, I should just score at every 1/4 inch. So we're going to try that. So my first score though, because I want a flap, I want the first score at 1 inch. Okay, and then I want every 1/4 inch all the way along. And all I've done is cut a A4 sheet down to a 4 3/8. Okay, and just left the length. So might not need it all, but as I said, don't do this very often, so I'd rather cut a bit off than not have to enough. So yeah, just go all the way along. So this is your gap. That is your first peak. So 1 2 3 4. So that's your gap, that's your peak, gap, Yeah, so every 1/4 of an inch, just score all the way along till I say stop. Right, now let me count. For each peak, you need 1, 2, 4 with the gap. So 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 1 page. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 2 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Now, I think that's right. And then I want an inch like that. Is that going to work? So peak, so 1 peak, flap. So 1, 2, 3, 1 page, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now, so your last score mark at every 1/4 of an inch is at 7. So now we want to score at 8 to give us that overhang. Well, we don't want to score, we actually want to cut that off. Okay, so let's do that. Now, I haven't got, I would recommend using score tape on your, let's just cut that off. Hope that's right. We'll soon find out. Yeah, I recommend using score tape, but that's not going to happen in my life because that's all I've got left and I've got no 1/4 inch. So I'm probably going to use glue for this bit. Okay, so now what we're going to do is burnish. So you want, this flap is going to stay down. So that very first score mark, you want to fold it up. Okay, make sure it's straight. Okay, so that's your burnish as you go along and then it stays all in line. Okay, so the next one you are going to fold up again, I think. We'll soon find out, ladies. So that one is up again. And then the next one we want to fold down. It's a bit fiddly, especially if you don't do it very often. Okay, so get that down. And then the next one, if you just pinch it like that, it should come together all by itself. So what you've got is your 1 inch gap, then you've got your 1/4 inch gap, sorry, your 1 inch flap, your 1/4 inch gap, your 1/4 inch peak, and then this one will be the gap between the next peak. Okay, so this one we are going to fold up like that. So that's our gap, and then the next one we are going to fold down. Okay, and then if you just push on to the next score mark. Okay, so that's what you will get. Okay, so can you see? Flap, gap, peak, gap, peak. next one will be a gap, next one will be a peak. Okay, so you just do that all the way along. I'll do a couple more. So the next one is down. And then if you just, oh no, wrong one, see? And then that one is up. Am I doing this right? That's down. This one is up. And then just grab the peak and push down on the two score lines. Okay. So you get that all the way along. Okay, now I'm going to finish this off camera because it goes on forever and I just don't want to use up too much time because it'll take forever to upload. So I'm going to finish mine and then I'll come back and show you. Okay, I'm done. And as you can see, I totally got that wrong. So when I counted along 4 for each peak, it's actually 3 because I was doubling up on the gaps and I shouldn't have been. Okay, so you'll end up with a bigger flap like that. So all I'm going to do is trim that last piece off that we don't need. Okay, so then once you glue those together or whatever, see this is, look, I've got all ink on it from my pad. Right, it's got ink and muck on it. So what we're going to do now is glue the peaks together. So you can use 1/4 inch tape, but I am going to use my glue. Put it on the edge. Oh, make sure it's come out. And then just grab your peak together, like so, and make sure they are stuck. Okay. If you're using glue, it might take a bit of time to glue. So again, along one edge, make sure you get the right edge of the peak. I'll do a couple at a time. So that one and that one. So again, I'm going to do the rest off camera. Make sure you're just gluing your peaks and not your gaps. And I'm going to give mine a bit of time to dry and I will be back when it's dried. Oh yeah, I'm back again. Right, I've done glued my binding together. So I've got my 6 peaks. Okay. So it should look like that. And that is going to go on there. Now what I didn't think about when I mitered these edges is, or cut this down, I think this was 4 3/8. It does actually show a bit of the gap where I've mitered. But I'm not worried because it's for me. I'm not worried. I'm just going to put that on there. But if you don't want it to show, you can cut yourself a piece of paper and line your inside pages like that. Okay, and then put that on. But it will add a bit of bulk. but as long as you're creasing your bits all right. But as I said, I'm not worried, because I don't think it's going to really notice that much. So now what we want to do is glue this down in the middle. Okay, I'm going to put it this way. I put a bit of white card under my album because it's getting ink on it from my... So we want that in the middle, like so. Now, what you want to do is where your score line is for your 1 inch, this piece here, you want to try and line that up with your crease, okay, on both sides. No, sorry, not on both sides. You know what I mean, don't you? Just try and get that as central as possible. Now, I think I'm going to use what little bit of score tape I've got left just for the flaps. Oh, no I'm not. Because I've just run out. So, there's that idea out the window. If you get any overhang, trim it off the top. It doesn't matter so much about the sides because you're going to put some paper over it. Okay, so let's do that. I'll have to use this one. I might use a bit of glue as well. So just cover the whole back piece with your score tape or your glue, whatever you want to use. Take that off. Okay. Burnish that down, make sure it's all down properly. Okay, alright, so that is going to sit in the middle of your spine. Get that off. So take your backing off. Use my scissors. It's covered in ink, but lucky enough you're not going to see it. That'll teach me to use my mat for inking on and stuff. I need a new one. Keep this one for inking on, or actually get a proper mat. Right, okay, now what you might want to do is mitre, before you stick it down, I should have done this, just mitre your edges. Ooh, both sides. Oh, that's just gone in my cup of tea. Alright, and that'll help your pages go on. Let me just take that out of my cup of tea. Yeah. Got my bits everywhere now. Am I recording still? Yes. Right, now, the moment of truth. Remember, you want your peaks, your flaps, centred down your spine, and you'll be able to see your spine because of where you've mitered, if you've mitered. But you should be able to get that quite central. Make sure it's on straight, otherwise your pages will be wonky. That one there, that one there, that there, that there. I think I'm going to go for it like that. Okay, and remember you've got your thing on the back, so don't press too hard because you'll break it, but just make sure those pieces are down, especially near the top where your hangy bit is. Burnish everything down, and then what you want to do is crease in your folds and gently lift it up. Okay, both sides, crease in your fold and gently lift. Make sure it's all burnished down properly. Okay. I'm just going to burnish those bits there because of my dangly bit and the brads. So make sure that's down good and proper. Do the bottom as well. Oh, I meant to put some glue on and I forgot. Oh well. So, there you are. Now all we've got to do is add our pages on and get our paper for the insides as well. So what should we do first? I think, are we going to decorate the pages first, or are we just going to see what will happen? Always start at the back. They will go on there, like so, to make your pages. Okay. And I think I'm just going to glue because I'm not mucking about with score tape on those. So, shall we do the inside covers first? No, because I haven't decided papers. Let's put our pages in. So what you want to do, you want your glue. Shall I do it? Yeah. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my glue on the bottom here. Am I recording? Yeah. Unblock the glue. Let's find the easiest way to do this, shall we? Just smooth it out a bit so it don't bubble up everywhere. And then you want to put glue on both sides of your flap. Might be better if you hold it up because they're only little flaps. There. Alright, so that side of your flap and on the inside of your flap, I'm going to fold my page down first and glue that. Make sure it stays straight. little burnish. Wipe off any excess glue, and then I need to wash my hands actually. That's my top. So you want the, what do you call it, the bit that you've glued at the bottom, and all you're going to do, oh, she says, is put that on there like that. And, oh, that wasn't a good start, was that? Pulled it off again. Like that. Burnish them in. Like that. I'm not going to pull it again because it'll come out. It's much easier with score tape because it sticks straight away, but make sure your pages fold. See, that's another reason I don't like using glue, because you get bits everywhere. And I've got ink, but I can sort that out. Okay, so that's your first page. And you're going to do exactly the same for your second page. I think what I'll do is glue them all down first. Try not to get dirty marks on it like I do. And this one. And that one. Oh, and a bit over there. Same thing. I need a cloth. Got my cloth. That's 3. One, two, three, four. Oh yeah, I've already put one in. Thought I had a page missing then. Okay, press it down. Get the glue off your hands. Glue marks. Never mind. Glue everywhere. Okay, just burnish them down. Remove any excess mucky old glue. Move them out of the way. So burnish that down. Do it on a clean bit. That's better. Oh, that's the wrong end. Don't worry so much about the glue because the papers will cover it up anyway, so. Or you can ink them as well. Okay, so that's all our pages. I'll do a couple more with you, then I'm going to do it off camera because I think this video is about an hour long already. So remember what I said. I'm going to have to get my white ink out and go in between these little gaps. Just don't want to look a mess, do we? Okay, so same thing. Grab your glue. I know it's awkward, but it's best to start from the back and work your way forward. Get all your muck out. And then put glue either side of the flap. Maybe I should have made the flaps a little, but it is a little mini album. Get that bit out of the middle there. And the same thing, this is my top, and I want the join at the bottom. So I'm gonna open it up and put that on. I completely missed it again. Oh, this horrible glue. Bits everywhere, look. So same thing, make sure it's on. Burnish it down. I'll worry about the glue bits after. Okay. So that's the next page. Same for the next. Oh, bend it over. Make sure your pages fold over nicely. Look at the mess. It's better. Okay. So then again for your next one, glue on your flaps or 1/4 inch tape, which would be much easier, much quicker, and much cleaner. So next page, make sure your join's at the bottom again. Open your page up and just slot it over that join. Oh. Better. Burnish it in. Oh, this glue is driving me mad. Again, make sure you fold your pages fold. Burnish them down. On that one. Mess. Don't use glue. You must get some score tape. It's hard to get hold of in the UK though. Can't even remember where I got my last lot from. Right, I'm going to finish those off camera. Save some time on the video. Let's come down a little bit. Yeah, so just make sure your page is all nicely lined up. You haven't got muck everywhere like I have. See, white paper and me don't mix. Okay, I'll be back in a sec. Okay, I'm ready. We are going to do the covers, the patterned designer paper to go on the outside and inside covers, and to put the closure on. So again, the closure is another trick from Alexandra M. So what we're going to do, you want, grab one of your strips, leftover strips of white cardstock, and you're going to cut it down to 1 inch. Okay, 1 inch by 3 inches. Okay, and then you're going to score at 1/4 of an inch on each end. Okay, so it looks like that. Okay, then you want some paper to go over the top. Forgot to put tape on that one. Oh, ah, not very straight, was it? But okay, and then what you're going to do is just stick this on top of your this and try and get it as central, leaving a little border all the way around like so, and then just where your creases are, recrease them. And you want the ends to fold down like so, because they will go on your book, on your mini album like that, okay, for the closure. So what we want to do is add this piece to the end here with our brads. So how close do I want it? I think you just want it in the middle of that. So I'm just going to mark it so I know where to poke my holes. And there. Okay, so get your, whatever you're using to make your holes. Try not to stab yourself. It's right on the edge, but maybe make it a little bit bigger than 1 inch if you haven't already done it, but it should be okay. Alright, and then you want a couple of brads. If you make sure they're closed properly, they go through much easier. See? Now, you don't want these showing. So I might trim a bit off. If you can see, that might overhang a bit, but I can trim a bit off that, I'm not worried. And for the other side, get that in. Make sure it's all straight. Make sure them brads are, it's hard to push them down when you've got the bulk underneath, but make sure they're down. If you need to trim a little bit off, actually if I just move it around a bit, you can just curve it over a bit. Again, just make sure they're down properly. Okay, and then what we'll do is we'll put another strip of paper across there, I think, to hide those. I think we'll use patterned paper just to pretty it up a little bit. Excuse me. Okay, so we're going to cut this down. What did we cut the other one to? Just under 3 by just under 1, I think it was, yeah. So just under 3, literally just under, so that you can try and get those brads by just under 1. Let's have a look. Yeah, that should just about cover those brads up. I'm going to just bend them around a little bit more so I don't have to trim them. Okay, and then where's my scissors? Shabby your ends of your paper that if you need to. I don't think I did that one. No, I didn't. Oh, yes, I did. Okay, and then we're going to put this down as well. Remember, you can never have too much tape. Make sure it's going to all stick properly. I've got to go soon, so I've been picked up at 2, half 2, sorry. So I think I'll just do these covers and that with you, and then I'll have to come back and do the inside pages and all the decorating tomorrow. So which way should we have that? We're going to have it, if it opens that way, we're going to have it that way. Okay, so start at the end with your brads on. Okay, so that makes that nice and sturdy. And again, just use your bone folder and go down your creases again, just to help the paper into place. Yeah, that's nice and strong. Let's get that crease going properly that side. Burnish those edges down. Okay, so then this will go like that and clip onto your, like it's got plenty of, I've made it like the width of the album so that you've got plenty of room for anything decorating wise. So that goes like that, and then what I've got to do next is line this up. Let's take that up a minute. I'll tell you what I'll do to pull it together first so I'm not fiddling about. Like that. So I've got to get that in the right place. But what I'm going to do first is attach the back piece. Like so. Now, do I want to put my paper over that? That might help it stay down a bit, but it might also give me bulk, but no, I'm going to go over that. Yeah, so I'm going to put this down first, and I'm going to use my glue to do that. Actually, let's just put a little bit of tape on it first. What you've got to remember, ladies, is put it on the right way. I'm going to put some glue on that. I might have to put some glue that end as well. What am I doing? This side. And then you want to try and get it as central as possible. So it's 4.5, so I want 2.25. So the middle is about there. So I'll just put it in that area somewhere. Okay. And what you want to do is wipe off any excess glue if you're using the glue, because you don't want it to stick to the edges of your album. Again, make sure it's nice and straight. Yeah, that'd be fine. Here's a bit of paper to wipe my glue away with. Alright, so let that dry. I've done that the right way, haven't I? Yes. Okay. Give that a minute to dry. Give it a fold over, make sure it's staying in the right place. Again, wipe off your excess glue. Alright, so I'm just going to let that, I'm going to pull that paper down at the top and just add a bit of glue to it where those brads are, because it is lifting a bit and I need it to be strong. Like that. Alright, so while that's drying, I am going to put, right, let's get this right. That's the two outside covers, and they're the inside covers. So I think I told you the measurements of the outside ones already, which are 3.5 by 1, 2, 4 3/8. Yeah, so that's front and back. And if you've got like writing on it, make sure you get them up there. I've got some script on this, so I need to make sure it's up the right way. And then for the inside covers, you want to cut them at 1, 2, 3 3/8 by 4 3/8. Okay, so that's your insides. So what should we do first? What do I like best? I'm going to have that on the front, And I think I'll do that way. So that's the back, this is the front. So I'm going to put my inside one on first. I've put all my score tape on the back ready. I need my little scissors. So I'm not sitting here trying to pick it up. I do need to start my projects earlier in the week. I get a bit busy sometimes, so that I'm not late. Instead of leaving it to the last minute Sunday thinking, oh yeah, I'll get that done. Then you get invited out and it all goes to pot. Alright, so you want to line that up. Make sure your script's going the right way. Let's do it from the top corner. Like that. Alright, so that's your inside back page. I'm going to put the backside back page on here now, and that will help hold that down, I think. And I might even put an extra dab of glue around these bits, just to help the paper stick a bit. Okay. Sorry. It'll probably take you quicker, but as I said, might be an idea to watch the video first. I'll put a note at the front, and then you can learn by my mistakes, can't you? Because I cheat, I'll follow tutorials to make mini albums. But this one, although I watched some videos, I didn't use their measurements. So again, line that up. Make sure it's all pretty and lovely. Got a nice even border all the way round. Unlike what I just did. I'll have to stay like that. So burnish that down. Don't forget your glue bits. Try not to make a mess. Okay, that's right, isn't it? Yes, I've done it right. You'll be pleased to know. Okay, so while that's drying, it's time. Oh, plenty of time yet. So let's do the other covers. This is the inside. See, sometimes my nails work, sometimes I don't. This is the inside. Where's my script? Right, that goes that way. Again, line it up. And burnish it down. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Put my brads on. Supposed to put the closure on there before I put the inside paper on. Wonder if I can get it off. I bet I can't now. I've burnished it. No, I don't want to wreck it. Oh, don't matter. I'll fix that. So put your closure on before you do your inside pages, because your brads are going to show. So again, get it lined up. Make sure you've given it time to dry so it doesn't come apart. I need to bend that over a bit more. So that'll go like that. Yes. So if I gently take that out. With my mark. Yeah, that should be alright. So we'll put something on the inside, or I'll put something on the inside because you probably won't make this mistake. So make a hole for your brad. Right. And then we are going to hope it's in the right place. That one in there. One there. Make sure that's in nicely and nice and straight. Just test it. That looks just about right to me. So let's do something with these brads, shall we? Turn them around so that they point down and up, like so. And then I might be able to do a little pocket or something on there. To hide those. But if you're watching, remember, don't put your inside papers on until you've done your closure. So there. Can you see what I've done wrong? Can you? Can you see? I should have put the paper on the outside and not on the inside, and I've done it the other way round. So now I've got to take that off again. Put my paper on. Silly moo, ain't I? Oh well. I never said I was perfect. Did I? When I said perfect closure, I actually meant not so perfect. It's all a learning curve. You're probably sitting there laughing, thinking, oh, I could do a better job than that. But hey ho. This one's for the newbies at mini albums. Yes. See, that's what I needed to do. So take me papers off. Me backing papers of me tape. Alright. Okay. So make sure you've got it the right way up. Line it up. Have a nice border all the way around the edges. I think that looks good. Oh, that's so cute. Pretty, huh? Okay. Burnish that down. Just go through your holes again to pierce that paper so you know where you're going. You don't have to go in hard, you just need to mark it. Alright, here we go again. In with the brads. Now make sure they're closed up. So they go, oh, so they go through the hole. This one. And that's two. I'll do that again. I'll turn them round. That one's okay. This one I need to just put it in that way. That's better. These are handy, these things. Not just for poking holes. I'm sure there's a proper tool to flatten out brads. But is that nice and sturdy? Oh, that is lovely and sturdy. How cute is that? Alright, so it's taken so long, but that is the basis of your album. Now I'm going to go and have some wine and some food. And I will come back late, well, probably not later, I might be a bit drunk. I'll come back tomorrow and do the inside pages, the pull-outs. We cut all out. If you want to get ready, you can 3x8. So I would just cut your designer papers just under 3 by just under 8. Easy. Okay, and you need 4 for each. If you want to decorate all sides, you need 4, or you could just decorate the front, leave it blank, whatever you decide to do. Okay, but first of all, make sure they fit. Yeah, they will be a bit tight at first because I've got really thick card. I might make something like a pull thing to pull that out with. But they are a bit stiff, but once the papers have been trained up a bit, or you can take a little bit off the bottom, it's up to you. But I've gone and corner chomped all my corners as well. Again, that's optional. You don't have to do it if you haven't got